Greetings everyone, I'm Jed Schlackman. I work as a holistic counselor as well as a hypnotherapist and energy healer. In this video I'll speak about the topic of shadow work. This is a subject that comes up frequently both in the context of psychology and spiritual healing. The concept of shadow work and healing the shadow has actually been present throughout history across many different cultures and healing traditions. In modern psychology and psychotherapy, it became popularized by the psychoanalyst Carl Jung, who had studied with Sigmund Freud before integrating other studies into his own therapeutic approach. The concept of the shadow relates to that which is hidden, suppressed, or denied, to the negative polarity in a spiritual context. It includes experiences and aspects of oneself and one's life that a person is inclined to deny or avoid seeing or confronting. And when we suppress things from conscious awareness, they will tend to express themselves and influence us in unconscious ways, including reactive behaviors, unhealthy habits, dysfunctional relationships, addictions, and physical health symptoms or injuries. Shadow work and shadow healing processes are intended to help us become more whole by bringing to light whatever we are hiding from ourselves and others. We are faced with owning and accepting things that we have carried some fear, resentment, regret, or shame about. As we develop a more transcendent, soul-based spiritual perspective, we are able to experience forgiveness of self and others, as well as compassion and acceptance toward the shadow aspects of ourselves and others. We recognize that dark and light are both integral parts of life used by our souls for self-exploration and self-mastery. From that perspective, there is nothing to deny or resist. We can embrace and integrate all of life as we function as alchemists, using our experiences to continue to refine our consciousness and recreate our identity in a way that allows us to access more of our spiritual essence and creative potential. So with that in mind, we can think of shadow work as kind of bridging or integrating different perspectives of reality and how we perceive reality. So there's the dualistic perspective, where there is dark and light, positive and negative, things that are pleasant and unpleasant, things that we might see as good versus evil, or moral or immoral, things that we see as desirable or undesirable. And then there's the unified, integrated perspective of reality, where everything exists as part of or within a greater whole, where there's kind of a drama that we've experienced with the dark and the light, but there's actually nothing to resist about having experienced that drama or played a role within it. It's like you have a role-play game where you choose to experience being a character in that game, and then you play that game until a certain point where the game concludes, and you could choose to play that same game again, although as a different character and a different, you could call it a different algorithm or program within the game to experience something different. But then the game concludes again, and you can complete or repeat that process indefinitely, just continuing to play and gain more experiences, continuing to expand your perspective upon life. So we can look at our human life in a similar way, where we don't have to resist or reject any part of our life experience or any aspect of ourself. We can accept all of it as we refine ourselves, as we work toward becoming more balanced and more whole. So when people talk about embracing the shadow, it doesn't mean that you're identifying with and going to the dark side, so to speak. It means that you're able to observe those hidden or suppressed aspects of yourself in your life, so that you can be more present and more conscious in your life, not being unconsciously controlled by that shadow, so that you have the power to choose to be in a more balanced or healthy, desirable state in any moment, while at the same time you're not condemning or rejecting anyone or anything that appears to be an expression of the dark or negative polarity. You can see that there is a purpose for everything within this field of experience or field of existence. So that's a more liberating and empowering place to experience life from, where you don't have to condemn or reject or be ashamed of anything, where you can just honestly, openly observe and use that expanded awareness to be more conscious and mindful of how you're living in the present. I hope that this discussion of shadow work or shadow healing has given you some insight, some things to contemplate about your own healing path or healing journey. For those who are interested in holistic health and personal growth or spiritual development, you're invited to visit my website, phinsights.com. That's PHINSIGHTS.com. You can find more resources there and information about the services and events that I facilitate. For now, I'd like to wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.